To the chairman of the panel, Dr. Ryan Jason De Los Reyes. Good morning, sir. To our critic reader, Dr. Mayrea Lopez. Good morning, ma'am. To our statistician, Miss Gracian Joy de Guzman. Good morning, ma'am. To the members of the panel, Mr. Rolando de Guzman and Mrs. Cheryl Lu Ikutan. Good morning. And to our research advisor, our beloved dean, Dr. Priscilla Marcelo. May we introduce ourselves? Good morning to everyone. We are the group of researchers coming from the mathematics department. I am Gerald Pimentel Marzan.
I'm Nestor Doriano.
I'm Andrea Lynn Mones.
I'm Prashil Bumbay.
I'm Hazel Mones.
And I'm Mark David Biagtan.
And we are here to present our research entitled Challenges and Coping Mechanisms of Mathematics Major Students in Online Learning. Now, it is fair to wonder why we have chosen this particular topic to deal with. And here is the answer. First of all, it is undeniable that we are experiencing hardships and struggles in learning at this time. COVID-19 has turned into a worldwide health predicament. As of January 26, 2021, over 2 million casualties and more than 100 million people are infected. To stop COVID-19 from spreading, most governments have decided to implement quarantine protocols and temporarily close their educational institutions. Over 28 million Filipino students from all academic levels are among those who must remain at home and adhere to the Philippine government's quarantine steps.
To meet the needs of students, several higher education institutions have implemented ambitious policies to ensure that education continues despite the closure. According to the study of Ostock in 2013, online learning may take the form of synchronous, real-time lectures and time-based outcomes, education, or asynchronous.
The immediate switch from face-to-face learning to online learning sparked a hot argument with students citing their precarious living situation as justification. Magsambol notes an apparent distance between those who can and those who cannot afford to send a student to school using a new medium for education.
Due to the risk of virus transmission in face-to-face lessons, online training and learning are the most practical alternative to conventional learning and teaching. Amid the pandemic, this necessitates a adapt quickly answer to the new standard in teaching and learning.
The study of Wang, Lu, Gao, and Kong in 2012 stated that online learning poses a significant threat to mental and physical well-being, also known as functional health, by leading us away from healthy leisure pursuit and recreational sport and into a sedentary lifestyle. According to Don Levy, the lack of peer contact may have a detrimental impact on certain facets of the learning process. Additionally, students were taught that the social and emotional aspect of learning are as important as the technical knowledge.
Maintaining motivation in an online course is also a challenge for online learners. Overall, students who lack independence and self-motivation performed worse than their peers. Learners who lack self-control appeared not to give themselves enough time to complete assignments, resulting in low-quality work or late assignments.
According to research, students encounter stress in some form or another, so stress is a normal part of life for students and can affect how they cope with the demands of university life. Suleiman in 2014 stated that high levels of stress can lead to anxiety and a lack of objectivity, and an increase in the incidence of errors and inappropriate conduct.
According to the study of William, coping techniques to relieve stress are prerequisites for avoiding the negative consequences of long-term stress. While Gelka, Chang, and Zhu rendered that coping is multifaceted and requires various techniques, some of which are more effective than others.
Now that we are familiar with the background of the study, it all comes down to the statement of the problem. This study was conducted to identify the challenges encountered and the coping mechanisms employed by the mathematics major students in online learning during the second semester of the school year 2020 to 2021. Specifically, it sought to answer the following questions. 1. What is the profile of the respondents in terms of age, sex, year level, mathematics subjects considered difficult in online learning, and internet provider. 2. What is the extent of challenges encountered by the respondents in online learning in terms of cognitive, physical, social, behavioral, and technical? 3. What is the level of effectiveness of the coping mechanisms employed by the respondents in online learning in terms of cognitive, physical, social, behavioral, and technical? 4. Is there a significant difference in the extent of challenges encountered by the respondents across their profile variables? Let's move forward to Chapter 2, the methodology.
We chose a survey research design because it better answered the study's questions and objectives. We also concluded that a complete enumeration of the mathematics major students at Araneta City University's College of Teacher Education was needed. 90 people filled out the survey questionnaire. A questionnaire checklist created by the researcher was used to collect data. Google Forms are used to administer the survey online. The Likert scale was also used.
The questionnaire was validated by expert faculty members, panel members, and the research advisor. Their suggestion and correction were integrated into the validation's revised page. To ensure the well-being of the researcher and the respondents, the researcher considered the ethical concern under the Intellectual Property Code and protected the respondents' confidentiality and anonymity under the law of individual right to privacy.
Under tools for data analysis in problem number 1, frequency counts and the percentage were utilized. For problems number 2 and 3, we utilized the average weighted mean and we employed the t-test and ANOVA in problem number 4.
After collecting and analyzing the data, here are the results that we have found out. 1. As for the profile of the respondents, A. Out of the 90 respondents, 27 or 30% were male and 63 or 70% were female. B. The majority of students were in the second year, comprising 34 or 37.78% of the respondents, while the fourth year students had the lowest number with 10 or 11.11%. C. There are dominantly larger numbers in the middle age bracket 20 to 22 category, accounting for 54 or 60% of the respondents. D. Calculus 1 was perceived by 34 or 37.78% respondents as the most difficult mathematics subject learned online. E. A total of 42 or 46.67% comprises most of the students who use Globe as their internet provider.
As for the extent of challenges encountered by the learners in online learning, A. The cognitive challenges were described as sometimes, with an overall weighted mean of 3.27. B. Reflected as sometimes, the learners earned their fair share of physical challenges to some extent with an overall mean of 3.85. C. It appears that the respondents were often unable to successfully socialize with their peers and find connection with their professors, garnering an overall weighted mean of 3.63. D. It was interpreted as often with a general weighted mean of 3.91. E. Technical challenges were interpreted as often with an overall weighted mean of 3.54. As for the level of effectiveness of the coping mechanisms employed by the learners in online learning, A. Cognitive coping mechanisms were rated as very effective with an overall weighted mean of 3.63. B. Physical coping mechanisms obtained a favorable overall weighted mean of 3.53, fitting the description of very effective. C. Social coping mechanisms were rated as very effective with an overall weighted mean of 3.62. D. The stated indicators were very effective when employed in coping up against behavioral challenges since it manifested an overweighted mean of 4.05. E. The coping mechanisms were very effective when employed against technical challenges in learning, garnering an overall weighted mean of 3.80.
As for the significant difference between the extent of challenges encountered by the respondents across their profile variables, A. there was no significant difference between the challenges encountered by the respondents across their sex, since the t-values in terms of the challenges faced by the respondents were all greater than 0.05 level of significance. B. In terms of the challenges encountered by the respondents across their year level, one of the F values is 0.009, which is lesser than the 0.05 level of significance. Therefore, the null hypothesis was rejected. This means that there was a significant difference between the challenges encountered by the respondents. C. The respondents' age did not vary the challenges they have encountered in online learning. The F values in terms of the challenges encountered by the respondents were all greater than 0.05 level of significance.
The following conclusions are drawn based on the results of the study. 1. The majority of the mathematics major respondents are female. Second year, age 20 to 22. Find Calculus 1 as the hardest math subject learned online, and most of them use Globe as an internet provider.
2. In terms of cognitive challenges, the respondents encountered the stated indicators to some extent in online learning. It is apparent in physical challenges that the learners earn their fair share in experiencing the indicated challenges. Due to the limited time online and less personal time, it appears that in social challenges, the respondents were unable to successfully socialize with their peers and find connection with their professors. Behavioral challenges have consequently attributed many emotional symptoms among tertiary students, such as fatigue and depression to stress. Technical challenges make it not sufficient to ensure interaction and an effective learning process in the online teaching of mathematics.
3. All of the indicated coping mechanisms employed by the respondents were significant in battling against the different challenges in online learning. Learners tend to apply varieties of relievers to cope up with the distinct stressors. Successful coping includes becoming aware of incidents and situations that one perceives as stressful, and recognizing stressors means being aware of how your body responds to stress.
4. The COVID-19 has physical, mental, social, and financial implications for any person. The pandemic affected all students, regardless of gender, age, educational level, or socio-economic status. Every student is struggling as a result of the abrupt shift from the conventional to online learning. Every day, they face new obstacles that make it difficult for them to learn comfortably.
Given all the findings and the drawn conclusions, the following recommendations are being suggested. 1. Higher education institutions should conduct an online survey assessing the needs of teacher education students to identify those experiencing limited access to technological and financial resources.
2. Higher education institutions and concerned government sector should continue offering free discounts and developing scholarships to alleviate the pandemic economic impact. Advocate for more significant government subsidies for students. 3. Guidelines in implementing online learning executed by CHED must be continued and enhanced to meet students' available learning resources and eradicate the challenges hindering online learning from being effective and efficient.
4. Higher education institutions should conduct mental health wellness programs and establish mental health wellness centers, hotlines, or websites accessible to all students to monitor and help elevate their mental health. 5. Encourage future researchers to conduct qualitative research about this study to gather in-depth and detailed information about students' learning challenges by establishing interviews for the teacher education students to impart their perceptions and thoughts on the learning challenges amidst the COVID-19 pandemic.
6. Learners should be introduced to lessons about the different challenges in online learning and be taught about what coping mechanisms are applicable in each situation.
And 7. There is a need to show empathy and sympathy to the learners knowing that they experience such challenges. Teachers must limit the workload they are giving to the students. They should also be introduced to lessons about the different challenges in online learning and be taught what coping mechanisms are applicable in each situation in order for them to accommodate their students. That will be all for our presentation. Thank you so much for listening and sparing us your time. Again, good morning everyone.